G'day, today we are back to regular programming and we are playing mini motorways. This one is set in Warsaw, so this is the week of the 6th of February. Um, some colors are always circles, bridges do not require road tiles, unlimited traffic lights. Alright, it's a long run for our very first house there. Especially for a dude that's circular already. So obviously for the last week or so, if you've been getting spammed by my channel, you'll notice I played a lot of uh, Next Fest demos, and I'd love to hear your feedback on what you felt of that. So I'm trying to find if there's different approaches to the way that I should play Next Fest demos, because I do enjoy um, trying out different games. And so the last time we did it, when they had the Next Fest in October, I did just release one video every sort of day, and so the first week, so the week of Next Fest, I did one game per day, and then I just released all of my videos over the next, I think, 2 months, in spare days, to sort of release them all. This time I went the other way and decided to try and just release all of the videos within the week of Next Fest, which ended up being, I think, six videos a day, one every 4 hours. I still think that there must be a happy middle ground somewhere in there where it's, was it worth watching videos that I didn't, of games that I obviously didn't enjoy, or would the better way be that I just sort of like play games, not film them, and then just upload a summary of my favorites, or what? Yeah, really curious to see what anyone thinks of, whether you didn't watch any of them, whether you watched all of them, whether you used it as an opportunity to pick and choose which ones looked interesting on which to watch. But I reckon that from it I've got two, or there's definitely at least three, I think four, I think there's 8 games that I actually wish listed. 4 of them I definitely am going to buy. One of those I think would actually make worthwhile video series, but yeah. Anyway, that's my filling thoughts for the this first little bit of mini motorways where nothing much happens. Do want to have more guys coming down here, but I mean, with these yellows that we're getting up here, these guys are way closer to him than these ones are, so we definitely want to have a supply to this circle over here with stuff we've got on that side. We are clean out of bridges now, though. So unless we want these yellows to connect to this pink road and then swing them all the way around, which I guess there's no real gap for anyway, they're pretty much stuck in place. That guy will be an extra help. I mean, anyone that comes down here will be great for this guy since that's such a long distance. Does mean that we could probably switch that guy across to give that one 3 houses, since this guy's got 5, and these will be definitely his auxiliary. How close these two are. What are we going to do with that? Hopefully, the fact that this guy's just gone circular should mean that this guy starts to move, well, rather we get a lot more houses a lot quicker. Okay, so what we're going to have to do here we think of something better. Is I'm gonna put, instead of lights I put there. Wow. Okay, we'll switch this to there. And just, well, okay, well that solved his problems. Really just need to see one more pink house over here, and I'll cut pink out of that setup. Keep on coming. Alright, so I would need at least 2 bridges to get from here to over there. So I think what we're going to do is we'll get rid of that, turn this that way. So he's now solely being looked after by that. And we will get green to all go and just run through that way. It's not great, but gives us these 3 houses just slightly closer. This pink guy's pretty lost. There we go. It means this guy is severely under cared for. I already got this guy on the ropes. Give those 2 guys to the north up here at least, just to cover him a little bit more. That's 2 bridges, so that means that we can have these guys in preferably a more straight line. Run across. This really weird neighborhood that's been building there. This is sure. Oh boy, I was gonna say this is surely gonna get worse. This green and blue down the bottom suddenly got worse without even them needing to do anything. Would like these guys connected, but they're gonna make that road so much worse. At least they get slightly better. This is a terrible this is a terrible run, this one. This is the second like we get to like 1,500 and these houses, these destinations start to amp up their demands. We are cooked. What we really need is a roundabout for this guy. I can't see myself being able to separate these 2 guys for any, like, for a long time. You can see this is getting bad. Just do that to try and like clean up those routes a bit. Obviously I could give a motorway to orange red to at least speed up their journey over there. Even if the red houses keep just staying in that top corner, or at least what we can hope for is that we get a lot of them. Because you can see those houses, those two reds are staying incredibly calm at the moment. There's really not much activity going on here at all. Good. How are we getting this little spattering of red guys down the bottom? We don't have a bridge, so this guy just really wants to share with someone. Oh boy. We know no red houses are going to show in that bottom line, so maybe let's flick them up. It's got to be the bridge. There's at least one more house for this. Alright, what we'll do is... one bridge. What we'll do is flick these guys down in a real messy way. They can be our one bridge, and then just do that, and we'll clean at least one of them off there. Seven down there now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at the top. Definitely need more motorways. Ink could use a motorway. So could red. I mean, possibly I could even switch these two around. So say this, since this guy's not circular, I'd rather two non-circular guys sharing than one circular and anything. Oh, forget about that. Okay, I do like to have one motorway like on hand at all times, which is what sort of keeps me from getting rid of two of these. We're going to get rid of that so that these two guys can connect in there. We'll then flick these guys around to there. Pause for a second, chuck motorway 3 that way. Then run these guys down here because we definitely need the extra assist, and they're slightly closer, I believe. Now, problem down here. Oh, man. Problem down everywhere. Oh, good. Yellow just loves to sort of throw a curveball of just the oddest choices of where it thinks that I want a population base. Alright, well, I guess that one makes slightly more sense. Okay. We need these three guys. No, it can't be three guys that I take because this guy's only got 4 guys looking after him. That guy's got 4 plus these 2. So we'll turn him around and then we'll go these 3. So this guy gets 3. This guy gets 3, that guy gets 2, that guy gets 2. Because he's got these 4 over here as well. But this is doing real bad there. So, it's now this guy's turn. With that, still a monster of a setup. And I'm going to do that. So the circular guy gets this set of 6 houses, and that guy gets the really long run of 3 houses. Really, we need 2 more motorways for red as well. We're still holding on to one. I haven't used it again because I like to sort of use that as a break glass in case of emergency. We also have... Oh boy. I do feel very understaffed in green. They are really just throwing them in random spots here. Again, that's a circle crossing another circle, so not great. So we need, the thing is that we need, like, to send guys up here. There's not even really any guys to send. This guy's got 5 and it's a long shot. This guy's got 7 and he's a long shot drive as well. At the very least, you can see this guy here, yellow, isn't using the 2 yellow houses on this side, so means I could possibly cut them off at some point. How am I getting anything to here? Yeah, even if I'm using my roundabout. But I need to get someone there right now. I suppose we can see that there's a few of these houses at the back here that actually aren't being used at all at the moment. So I'm going to cut these 2 guys at the back here. And I'll bounce them to the north side up there. So I've got at least 3 houses looking after him. And what I might do is I'll just turn that guy around at least momentarily. Because this guy's definitely worse off than his fellow green who's doing okay. But I also have concerns about what this intersection here is going to do to red. We should definitely be right up there on my motorway list. But we do also have blue still sharing a line here with these 2 guys. I think that's fixable. I just need to get rid of this red line at the bottom. Alright, so let's chuck a... Wait to see what we get. A motorway, cool. Alright, so let's pause for a second. We'll turn these 3 guys around, send them to there. I'm going to get rid of... How long is that going to take to get rid of? So get rid of that. And we're going to get rid of that whole road along the bottom. And then going to put the roundabout in. Between those 2 guys, put that in there. We'll find the center point of these guys. Arguably, though, we want them to all be sort of heading in the same direction. So maybe the best point is that we just sort of lead them out to here. Because at least we can build it right now. So we put 4 to there, there to there, which means still it's going to be 2 circular destinations are sharing a point, which I don't like, but it's our cross to bear at the moment. Get that guy there. Actually, don't need to send this guy up now. He can go south. We can reclaim that bridge, and we can get 2 blue guys to go look after him. So they're separated at least. We do still have 1 motorway at the moment. And we will give that to the other red. But I think I will just sort of retreat these guys a little bit to maybe there. Maybe this is the center point of this. Either way, this whole thing's a mess. Let's go the same logic if we want to go in the right direction. We'll do that. Get rid of all of that so that now this green guy's not hopping over their line. The problem is that to get from these greens from these 2 houses to this destination, we would have to hop over this road, which is already being shared by yellows and blues. So already things to not like about this. Possibly what we could do here is We cut that up. Didn't make it that much longer. No way to get them around it though, is there? We can have these guys sort of move through, but it's like no matter what, that's going to be a problem. Alright, I'll swing this guy down and let him cut across there. It's only going to be this house and that guy that are sharing this piece of road. So that won't be a big deal. If I could fit this roundabout in here, I would. At least the positive is you can see these two guys have got like a few houses there, but not everyone is leaving here. There are still some guys sitting at home, so shaky, but it's okay for now. Definitely going to get that a little bit worse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Possibly what I should be doing is grabbing the back half of these guys to send to this guy once we get another motorway. If we get another motorway. What we're crossing our fingers for. Got a red house just here too. Where did you come from? But you can go straight up there. You can see though these guys are struggling. So let's just pause for a second. And what we'll do is I'm going to yank these guys all off the back there and run them down. That is an absolutely monster path that they have to travel on. But the fact that there's no one at home at all in the bottom right now means that for any one car that does sort of pull out of that top bit, it means they are absolutely needed. So luckily it was only the one car, so it means they're not too bad off. That actually looks a lot worse than it actually is. That's sort of the split that I want to do at the top anyway. I'll leave those guys currently still left pointing towards the top guy in place, and those 5 I've disconnected, I will give their own motorway to take care of one of those guys. Or if I'm really lucky and I get 2 more houses down this bottom south corner where this one red house has appeared, we've got a shot for making this last a little bit longer. Oh, you're killing me. One thing I could do, actually, is I can switch that pink guy down and turn him around. So this guy gets to maintain 3, that guy gets to maintain 3, but now he's got one that actually operates on the right side of that pink. In fact, I could also take this guy. Take that guy, just have the 2 going for him. But the thing is, I suppose, as long as this guy is being able to take care of the majority of that, that pink, there's a lot less pink cars on the road over there. And at the moment, red's not looking too bad. We don't have a single square destination left at the moment, I realise too. Not sure that's a good join. I think that's just going to slow everything down. Good to know he's there, though. Thank you. Alright, so what we are doing is we're going to turn these guys around up here. Let's have them all sort of like turn into a point like that. And then put the motorway there, and then bounce that motorway to there. The next thing I want to do is move this motorway. So I'm going to join that road because I want these guys to be able to look after both of those buildings. Firstly, let's get this guy to run around before he gets blocked off. Swing that down there. That actually took me long enough that it successfully moved. And we can now get rid of that. So I've also now an overkill of the amount of houses we've got looking after this guy with his 2 houses down here. This blue, pink, as I say blue, this pink right here, we can do that with, so he can avoid that yellow connection too. And in fact, we can have him run in and connect into that as well. Now you can see though that pink is not coping at the moment. Orange is starting to amp up a little bit more too. I suppose this red guy here, we can get to go and help out on that one if he needs it. This guy we can turn to... Okay, motorway. Talk to me about a motorway. What can we do? This guy here... Get to slot in on that side. A few more pink houses in this area down here, but who's in trouble? Again, this is a terrible, weird little mess that we've got set up down there. I actually wonder if I should put back... And I was going to say put back a connection to these guys, but I realize I can't because I've now got this pink road in the way. But because these guys aren't doing anything, and these guys are near flat out, I mean, you can see there are still some guys at home. This guy actually is also a bit worse for wear. Whereas these guys... Okay, so... Motorway. So now we've got 2 motorways to play with. Closest we can get him to there. It's about there, isn't it? So, what if we went like this? We then took these 4 guys at the back of here, made them a little assistance point, bounce them up to there. So I also want to move this to there. That would mean that I would have to clear everyone off this path, so it's a little bit of a dangerous game while we do that shift, because it means that no one over here is going to be moving until that new one lands, and it means that basically we're completely dependent on these 4 guys to make that move. But these 2 guys here haven't left yet. If they start to leave, I'll move this house over to connect here as well. But that's moved, so transition successful. This pink guy here is looking pretty ordinary. Got these 2 houses here connected that might be able to make something of. This guy's got heaps. So let's flick this guy around and we will get rid of, pause for a second, get rid of that route. Then these guys down that way and then do that. So he can have 3 houses looking after him. Okay. So I think this guy's just been running on 2. So let's shift him to that one. And Oh man, that's a punishment for getting rid of a road if I've ever seen one. Okay, so what we'll do is get rid of that, get rid of this, and obviously a real dangerous game, the idea of removing a road after. Game just freaked out at me. Doing just that. So these 5 guys will swing down this way, connect in there. These guys, I guess, well, the good news is at least if Red was freaking out because of like load, it means that having a 4th one should reduce that load a little bit more. And luckily we had another motorway in the tank. So that's already built, even with this guy. Still waiting to leave. Pink's now our problem child. Spare pink houses. We've got this guy here. And then we've got these 2 guys here. So, I mean, 2 guys aren't an absolute win by any stretch of the imagination. But they're going to be who's going to come to the rescue this moment of need. This house here is not being used, and neither is this. This guy's just not connected to anything. The 2 of them are available, and we could possibly swing them around to here if we need to. I don't know why I took the extra road tiles. I've already got 200. Road tiles definitely aren't my my problem at the moment. Alright, at least that's a good pickup. I'm going to swap this house here around because this guy still seems way worse than... Although, no, again, these 2 guys up here aren't doing anything. Let's think about the layout that this guy's working with. Turn him around. And we could turn these 2 guys around. I don't have a spare, like, road to sort of move this in one go, but we could just move that, say, up 1. That'd be really handy. We basically just sort of... Not that guy needs to move. And these 2 houses down here, well, this particular house here is doing such good work that it's keeping a lot of these guys at bay at not having to move at all. This guy here, this blue, might be struggling a little bit. So let's see if we can get... In fact, he should have a motorway. Really need just picked up on that problem need. But he's got 4 houses? 4 houses looking after him. Oh, there's 2 down here. Can't really squeeze them a roundabout in for him. I suppose we can get it just there. Have I hit my 9 motorways? I have. Okay, so we're not going to see any more motorways, I guess. But that's completely useless because there's going to be no change coming here. Well, I could get rid of this motorway, but I think that the fact that he's still in use suggests that there is, like, I do want to keep an auxiliary option. available for something. Like, I don't want to... Like, this guy's obviously doing fine enough that... we just need to have basically the option of that we can suddenly plant. Like, look how badly that guy's already going without those 2 houses. Is that the difference these 2 houses are making, apparently? Pink definitely needs to be all hands on deck. I think possibly the problem is that, like, where orange was struggling before and it's sort of come a little bit better, is really just that we got a 4th orange building to spread their load, whereas we've still only got 3 pinks. That's amazing how badly pink struggled for that brief moment. It didn't have those 2 houses. Blue. Alright, talk to me about blue. We've got 2 blue houses over here. This guy's actually incredibly close to that. But at the same time, he is between a, between the, like, the road of a already struggling color. This guy needs help. Okay, these 2 guys here aren't doing anything. I'm not sure we're getting houses anymore. Looks like there's heaps of space still available for houses, but we haven't seen any sort of kick in. Side note, green has been doing incredibly well. Just connected green to a point where I don't think... Oh no, green can get through at that point. Okay, so pink here is struggling, but part of pink's problem is you can see that there's a traffic jam here. So possibly what we need to do is just rethink the layout that we've got for pink. But again, we can't really move pink at this stage because it would just sort of end the game. Alright, well that's a nice little get. I'll have him face down for now. This guy here. And again, I don't think it's really... We just have them hit that turn. Like, don't worry about going through the roundabout and see if we can speed up the process slightly. Again, you can see that it's the struggle of this design is really only limited to take you so far. Alright, green here, which is these 4 guys there. Let's turn that guy around. This green here is also struggling. It's just a sort of green is the current point of pressure. We have these 4 greenhouses here that we really can't do much with. What we could do is get rid of that. And if we're lucky, if this moves fast enough, so we've got to do nothing but just keep an eye on this. Wait for these guys to get home, which is the last one here. Okay, done. Then what we can do is, sometimes this makes things better, sometimes it makes things worse. Let's bounce those guys over there, see if they can go help out. Like, even if it holds us on for 1 more second, it might be enough to do the trick. If it just eases the congestion a little bit, it might ease the congestion across the board for all of them. I mean, you can see it's caused a huge backlog here, but That's not as bad as it is when there's a traffic jam at the end. But I think this guy's gonna be cooked on us anyway. Yeah, there we go. Really solid effort, that one, though. 8,600. Alright, let's have a look at how we stack up. Top 5%. 211. Man, there must be a lot of easy flowing in that one this week. Anyway, any questions or comments, feel free to chuck them below. And until next time, catch you later. See ya.